Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am your host, Fletcher. Oh, one of your hosts. Uh, I will be playing my horrible little baby detective, Camille, who is currently probably really going through it. This is definitely going to be an angsty one, folks. It's fine. Um, but joining me is my wonderful friend and beautiful co-host.
Hi, I'm Avi, and today I will be playing Shiro Azumi, a horrible stink man detective who's also kind of going through it, but in a different way. But he's here too. It's fine.
Yeah, he's. Would you do me the honor of um sort of giving the audience the lowdown of what Shiro has done and the consequences he is currently unequipped to handle despite choosing it?
Yes. Uh, yes. As I simply wiggle, where I am sitting. I actually did a physical wiggle there. Uh, so, um, in reference to a little bit of setup or prelude or whatever, some shit went down and Camille got broke.
Sure
And
did.
Camille got broke, and in order to unbreak the Camille, Azumi has had decided to well, put matters in a more serious direction and request a change of heart. Um, in Camille specifically, which means he went to his rival and requested that change of heart. And oh boy,
Oh
was that
boy.
was that palace something.
It sure was a palace that may or may not have resulted in a 11-hour game. uh it's fine. We're very, very good at planning here. Very much not feral. But
No, we're
yeah,
not.
it's fine. Uh, Probably best for everyone's sake that Azumi did not see what happened in that palace.
Oh, absolutely not. I will say, for like in-universe reasons, I don't think Azumi visited himself in that palace. I look at specific lore things. Anyway,
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so no, instead, what was Azumi doing instead?
Azumi instead has decided to keep an eye on Camille for however long that change of heart was going to take. Uh, because changes of heart don't happen instantaneously. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, and once you've secured the infiltration route, you have to the calling card so that the treasure can materialize. Um, but so while the spirit rogues were handling the actual heist, um, my, my boy Azumi was essentially being a little bit of a support for Camille until that change of heart hit. Which means he did not leave that hospital room. He did not leave Camille alone. And boy did his back pay for it.
It's fine. He's gotten a bit more use out of the bed recently. um yeah, so which is very, very good for him. Very fun turn of character. He is also so horribly equipped to be support.
Oh, he is. This guy is a feral guard dog. He does not know how to comfort people. All he knows is bite. um, which has well, done quite a bit. He did not let anybody visit Camille unless it was someone he knew and trusted, and they both knew and trusted, etc., etc. But boy, it sure is happening, huh?
Yeah, 'cause, man, Azumi sure was the one who delivered that calling card.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
He
so,
he he. Uh,
you go.
he does feel a pretty bad about springing it on Camille, but there was a very specific reason why um he didn't like give any warning for it.
Yeah,
Um
'cause there's a
I
very specific way it works.
yeah. And I didn't get to explain it in the actual change of heart game, but like maybe I'll explain it later. But for now, we sure are dealing with the consequences.
We sure are. But yeah, where do you think we should start here?
We sure did plan this out well.
Yeah, 'cause, boy, we could sure start with the aftermath of getting that calling card, since it was mostly just a short scene in the game itself. Or we can just jump straight into the deep end.
It is up to you. I
Is
simply wiggle.
it is up to you because, boy, man. Why don't we do a Pritch try and think and leave it up to the audience?
Hey audience, what do you think? Should we
Vote
this is
on
our
your
live audience.
phones.
Vote now on your phones. Should we do the immediately after getting the calling card or jump right after the change of heart? One or two. I'm seeing a lot of ones.
Yeah. I I think that is of the people able to vote a majority. Um yeah, no, we're going with one simply because of that pun, Barnaby. How dare you?
Out one bird.
Uh,
That was good.
it was a good
Anyway.
pun. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So, man, we sure are going to get right into the emotions, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Camille's not exactly feeling great after getting that calling card. Like I said, he kind of already was in a bit of a not so good state, considering he is, you know, broken. Uh, but he was even less so with getting that card because, boy, he he doesn't really know a lot about how it works, and it is just a little bit kind of a scary process.
Yeah. Yeah. As as a refresher from what happened in the Change of Heart game, Azumi had seen Camille start to like freak out a little bit. So um Azumi kind of just took the card out of his hand and just kind of just pulled him into a hug.
Mhm. So yeah, they're probably sitting in that hug for a bit before Camille kind of just uh looks up at Izumi um and he does very much have a question, but he's not sure how to ask it without it sounding horrible.
And Azumi kind of just looks down, and he looks down at Camille, and he says, "Do you want to take this privately?"
Sorry, but
He's
you cut out just a little bit.
fuck. Do you want to take this? He's referring to the mind link.
Um, After a moment, he probably does uh give a little nod.
All right. Um. There is a pause, and then you get like the mental equivalent of like a gentle tap on the shoulder to let you know that the mind link has been established. But Azumi is not forcing you to say anything. Just take your time,
Yeah,
basically.
which is very fair. And though he's not immediately saying anything, you do pretty much immediately once more get to hear your own theme.
Probably sounds a little more somber than usual.
Just a little, yeah. Sure is a moment. And I think Camille's gonna take a bit before there's a sigh, um, as he's just. Which voice are you gonna use, little man? Hmm? He's giving me very conflicted feelings on which voice to go for, so oh boy, that's fun.
I
Uh,
have a feeling it's gonna fluctuate.
it is absolutely going to fluctuate back and forth, 'cause boy, he sure is good at that. Um, yeah, so he's just gonna, uh, Shiro,
Yes.
you asked for this, didn't you?
Uh, you see him close his eyes for a moment and like let out a sigh. He can't lie to you. And uh when he opens his eyes, they don't exactly meet your gaze, but he hasn't pulled away from the hug, and he says, "Oh gosh, words! Ah,
Words! I
many
feel when your
emotions."
muse has so many emotions but so little words.
Yeah, I think when he says, "I couldn't stand to see you in that pain, Camille."
He kind of looks away. Because he does know that, yeah, it's not really looking so hot right now. But there's still kind of a sour note to his expression, to say the very least. Because that is still a very, very big thing.
You can hate me for it all you want. I doubt you would have asked for that kind of help.
You're right. One. I don't hate you. It's. And he frowns.
Take your time.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go with that word. With that turn of phrase. Okay.
Oh boy.
He is just thinks for a long moment about how to really phrase things before he looks back up at you like, um, Shiro?
Yes.
What's going to happen to me?
He kind of pauses as he tries to think of a way to word this in a way that that doesn't give away everything about what the spirit rogues do.
Understandable and valid.
Yeah, and in the short moment that he's trying to think, and you can tell that he is trying to figure out how to put this into words, you do start to hear Lofter and Courtenay kind of like start to murmur a little bit before he just kind of like ignores them. And I think what he does is that he kind of pulls out from the hug, but he kind of just takes your hands in his. So you still have like that little bit of support.
Oh.
And he says, okay, it happened again. I'm like having my brain is like on two different subjects at once and trying to say it at the same time. Give me a sec.
No, you're valid.
Um and he says, uh first and foremost, to be perfectly clear, I'm not entirely sure of what specifically will happen to you, but judging from previous cases, um, well, to reassure you, Camille, you are still going to be you. All that is happening is that they are taking the distortion from your heart And it's going to be very hard, but you're going to feel something. Something between now and likely tomorrow. Something has been. Something has been stopping you from making progress in a positive direction, and it's just removing that obstacle. Does that make sense?
He nods at that. Though, and he does actually seem to be a little bit comforted, but there's still that lingering um, sort of anxiety
Mhm.
because this is a very uncertain situation. Hmm.
You didn't do anything wrong, Camille. The spirit rogues don't just target corrupt individuals. They have in the past helped people, and I suppose a way to say it is that they have saved people from themselves, from doing things that would ultimately harm themselves in the long run.
And he does give another little nod, and there's a bit of a frown as he tries to think. Um, his little detective mind is trying to find uh, an answer, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
is he's just, I don't, I don't feel like I need to be saved. I,
Maybe that's why.
man, he, he does look up at Azumi like, you, of course you think otherwise, you're the one who asked them.
A bit too late. I'm sorry.
Man, okay, emotions time.
Oh boy.
Man, because Camille's just, I don't think you're too late. I mean, it's never too late so long as the person's still there, right?
That's why I ask this, Camille. That's why I asked for them to help you. Because you are still here. And he kind of pauses and closes his eyes in frustration because, God, he is horrible at this. He is trying so hard.
He is, and we love him. To be fair, Camille's not exactly making this easy because he's not exactly good at dealing with his emotions. So right now he's kind of just taken a few steps away from them and is now trying to examine them to see what went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Which sometimes is a very good way of coping with your emotions. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, that sure is a line.
Oh no.
Azumi kind of just lets out a sigh, and he says through the mind link, and he says, "Your eyes look different, Camille."
Ah, boy. Okay. That sure do hit. Why don't we roll for... Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say, you stupid little man. He's not handling that very well.
Cool, because Azumi's got more to say.
Yeah, there's just a very noticeable flinch as his hand kind of goes up towards his face.
Yeah, and Azumi continues. You used to have this shimmer in them, this determination. Oh gosh, my voice is emotional. Hang
Yeah,
on.
you're good. Emotions are happening.
You used to have this determination in them, and I was I was envious of it. But it's gone. Now. It's not the same. If you are still here, Camille, I would want you whole.
God. He kind of just looks away from you at that, and there's... Oh no, you're not gonna... Okay. Okay.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that's good.
there's... This is almost unintentional with how he says it. Um, but what kind of slips out is almost bitterly is you haven't seen me whole.
That's just more reason, isn't it?
And
Sam Layton and Camille Christie, they are both you, but for some reason they are so split from each other. You are not whole. Trying to balance two identities like that, Camille, is what got me killed in the first place.
oh boy, man. There's just a little bit of a shake of the head as he's just, I can't be Sam. Not, not now.
Then don't let Camille be a mask. It is becoming hollow, Camille. It is porcelain, and it is breaking.
Man, crying in the club. Uh, he's he's kind of avoiding looking at you because he can tell that there is some truth to that, but at the same time, it's, uh, you know.
Hard to confront.
Mm-hmm. Is he is just, I just have to hold on a little longer. Then,
It's been 6 months. Camille, it's been. How much longer is a little longer? You can't do this to yourself. Look at you. You're terrified.
he kind of just flinches at that. And, hmm, Betty, if you try to do that, it's not gonna end well. Uh, as he's just Well, I faced down criminals before, haven't I?
You really are an idiot, aren't you?
That is what everyone's been trying to tell me.
This isn't like the usual murder cases, Camille. Whoever you are up against is far more equipped, far more organized, and far more experienced than either of us have seen. You can't do this on your own.
I. No, you're not. No, don't say that. Ah.
And don't say that you have to, for fuck's sake.
That is what he was going to say.
You
Uh.
can't. You can't. End of. You will fall apart faster on your own. Just. Whoa, why is that what you handed me?
Our muses sure do be going feral. I love how we
Yeah.
just start off like, well, we don't know how to start doing this. We don't. And then once we get into it,
Yeah, they sure be going. Don't push me away.
yeah, he definitely looked like he was about to say something, but at that he stops and kind of just looks away. I don't know if you're going to be able to get more out of him, at least for this part.
You're not responsible for any actions that I choose. I chose them myself. I have always chosen my own path, my own. And he kind of catches himself because that's not true.
No, it's not, buddy. We're really getting into. Uh,
He just says, he,
man, if he
whatever. Hmm?
if he obviously stops like mid sentence, Camille might roll insight on him.
Yeah, he stops, but
Alright.
he continues and says, "Whatever happens to me is not your fault. It never will be. So you aren't getting rid of me that easily."
Man. I think Camille kind of just tightens his grip on your hands. And this is his insight. He's not not too high. I say as it's a 16.
I think with a 16, you do know that he was talking about how he'd always chosen his own decisions, and he had almost said something along the lines of how he'd always chosen his own path. The way he stops himself sounds like he was trying to prevent himself from lying.
Man. Casually notes that down for later. But oh boy. I don't really think he's going to be saying anything else right now. Mostly just holding on a bit tighter to Azumi, despite himself.
It sure do be a time.
It sure do be time. So, should we fast forward?
Yeah, I think to wrap up that part of the FPS, Azumi just kind of holding Camille's hands loosely, but there is still that kind of want to pull him into a hug.
Do it. Hug the boy. He really looks like he needs it.
Yeah, fuck it, he's doing it.
Hell yeah. So we can close out on them having a hug. And in the meantime, we can fast forward a bit to probably, man, to even more emotions.
Haha, haha. Because guess what happens when you have a change of heart? Does a finger guns?
Yeah, I believe you said it all kind of hits at once.
Kind of. For the audience who have not played Persona 5, um, yeah, they're in the time between you actually steal the heart and um before the target confesses, it is implied that uh they kind of like just don't step out into the world because they quote unquote feel sick. I think it's because of the emotional impact.
Yeah. And boy, has a certain horrid little detective been bottling up his emotions. Uh, So, I think it's probably been a good few hours at this point. Not 11 hours because most of those were actually going through the palace. Um,
A good few hours after the change of heart, specifically.
um, after the last scene,
Oh boy.
yeah, and mostly just I. It probably took them a good bit to do all of that funky thief stuff. It's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
so um, it's it's probably been a bit since that conversation. It's probably been pretty much the standard quiet otherwise. Camille does uh ever every so often kind of just try and do something to pass the time, though it's very much that sort of nervous fidgeting. Y- you know, like when
They
a
eat the
kid
cake. They eat the
they eat
cake.
the cake. They do eat the cake. Um,
We got one soft thing in this FPS, and it's the cake.
yeah, 'cause can't let the cake go bad. It was very much a whole ass cake somehow stuffed in there. It's fine. Uh, so yeah, just kind of passing the time. They do take a moment to eat and enjoy the cake.
It's a lemon cake, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
lemon meringue pie, lemon cake. Yes.
lemon because your boy sure do like his citrus fruits.
It was like cake, legit cake. Okay.
Okay, yeah, lemon cake is very good. Um,
I nod.
yeah, so just we can have some soft, I think. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, maybe ask for the card back, though I don't know if Azumi's gonna give it to him right now.
Yeah. Uh,
Which is fine because yeah, he
I I simply sit and think because he's giving me. He might give it back, but he kind of just has a close eye on it. Cause like,
fair.
yeah,
Yeah, Camille does fiddle with it a bit, but he figures if he starts to like try to reread it or anything, it's going to be taken away, so he just stuffs it into his hammer space.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so procrastination aside, you wanna get into the pain?
Sure. Hit me.
Yeah.
Come at me, scrub lord, I'm ripped.
But I do plan to make your heart ripped, actually.
I'm a brave boy. Not a brave enough boy for this.
But yeah, so uh it's if you're still mind linked,
Probably
then
just chilling to the music, yeah.
yeah. I cause I just found a real fun way I can flavor this actually.
Oh boy! Go ahead, kill me.
Um Yeah, so it's your usual theme. Sometimes there's a little bit. Sometimes it changes up a little bit when something happens or when like a doctor comes in or something. But for the most part, it's been the same. But then suddenly you can hear the pretty distinct noise of perhaps a string snapping.
Ah, ah. I see we're taking cues from a certain someone, but
He is a rhythm boy. Um, it's you probably can't tell what exact instrument it's from, but it's definitely the sound of an instrument string breaking. And Camille freezes before it all kind of just hits him in a wave. And boy, it's a good thing that the mind link doesn't do emotions.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I I
Uh,
think Azumi, having heard that string snap, looked up, and the moment he sees Camille like that, he is rushing over to his side.
yeah, like, Camille kind of just doubles over, um, as, yeah, doubles over and kind of hugs himself a bit. And he does, in fact, look sick.
Uh,
uh,
okay,
'Cause he is giving me that again. 'Cause
yeah,
boy, there's a lot of emotions.
yeah. I guess we're gonna have to edit that into the content warnings.
Yeah,
Uh,
warning
uh,
for everyone with emetophobia, I suppose.
yeah. Um, Azumi sees that TM and changes course to the nearest trash can and brings it over to Camille.
Yeah, and yeah, let's do the con save again. Oh,
Oh,
that's a 2.
well, at least it's not a 1.
At least it's not a 1. It's only the second worst thing that you can roll, actually.
Hey, yikes.
Yeah, so yeah, you give it to him and he clings to it and just yeah, your boy sure does end up uh yarfing again. Um and though once it's over, he does seem to be less physically sick at least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Though he's shaking like a leaf.
And yeah, Azumi has been at your side this entire time. Cause oh man, uh, there's a hand against your back as he's trying to like comfort Camille. Uh, and
let's
he doesn't know what to say.
let's see how long it takes for your boy to finally cry after 6 fucking months. Immediate. Immediately. That's another 2. up in very much the Ghiblian fashion, and he just takes a moment to sniffle before he is grabbing you and hugging you.
Yeah, he's definitely startled for a split second. Um, before he just kind of wraps his arms around you and all but pulls you in closer. He is hugging you tight. Um, like he is the only thing that can shield you from the rest of the world. And he just says, right here, right here, I'm not going anywhere.
And yeah, you don't really get any words from Camille, but he is clinging on to you, even more so somehow. Uh, and yeah, he is just having a. It's very much the kind of ugly cry that people get when they're like really, really emotional. Uh, and yeah, he's just every so often there's like hiccups and whine, but he does not stop holding on to you.
Zumi's not letting go. He said he's gonna be right here for you. He's gonna stick by that.
Which Camille is very grateful for. Um, it does. Let's see how long it takes for him to calm down. Uh, okay, like an average amount. He gets a good cry out. With that, I think. Um, but does eventually. He does eventually calm down enough. He's still shaking a bit, and he still seems very intent on not letting go of you. Uh, but he does wipe at his tears and very quietly mumble, "Okay, we're gonna do that now." Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he very quietly um mumbles, uh, "Thank you for being here."
Now I have to roll something. Oh, that could have been so
Oh,
worse.
oh, yeah, dirty 20 versus a 5.
That could have been so bad. But I pocket that 5 away for later. I know exactly how to flavor that.
Oh
Anyway.
boy.
Ha ha ha. Um, he just he was already like holding you so close. He practically pulls you out of like the blankets just so you can sit in his lap.
Oh.
And
Camille,
he's just I said I would be.
he gives a very slight nod as he's just, "Oh, I'm glad you are." You are going to kill this man, Camille.
Ha and Azumi's going to unpack all the emotions that he just felt at a later date, which is to say, not at all. Um, um, I simply shake around a stinky detective man. He's a hypocrite, guys. I've said this. um, and I don't think he says anything just yet. I think what he says instead is, what does he say? He says, take your time to calm down, alright?
There's a nod and a very watery. And let's see. He's still kind of sniffling a bit, and there are still a lot of stray tears, but he is overall doing a bit better. He is scrubbing at his face a lot, though. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, he's okay. He is indeed going to be taking his time.
That is fair and valid.
And he also just handed me that boy, he sure is feeling many a thing. He still cannot pinpoint what exactly he is feeling, but it's fine.
It's fine, it's cool, it's chill. Azumi's just kind of like, I know it's a lot all at once. You don't have to figure it out right now. Um, I am not going anywhere.
There's another nod. Though he does try and lighten things up a little bit as there's a watery laugh as he's just, I guess I guess I know how it feels now.
He kind of gives you like a raised brow in that kind of concerned but abused way.
Sometimes you make little jokes to try and cope. And let's do that again. Okay. Yeah, he is calming down a little bit more. Since that is a 19, he seems to be doing a lot better. And hey, Zumi,
Yeah.
you wanna roll a perception?
Yes. Behold.
Yes, that's what I thought you would say, you stinky detective. Yeah, so this gets a lot more obvious as Camille calms down more and time goes on. At first, it might have just been a tune thing that happens when they cry. Some tunes do that. Um, but even after he calms down and doesn't really seem to be crying as much now, there's one, his eyes have gone they have gotten that shimmer back from before. They're no longer just a stark gray. They have those deep, almost uh sea foamy color to them. And there also is now a very stubborn little shine to his eye that there wasn't there before.
Azumi kind of lets out a sigh of relief. But he says, that's a bit more like the Camille I know.
What? The crying?
Your eyes.
He blinks at that and once again kind of brings a hand up to his face. So, so sorry, buddy. It is very hard to see your own eyes unless you have a mirror. But let's not get into that right now.
I think Azumi kind of like does like a glance around the hospital room. There might be a reflective surface. I don't know.
It's fine. There's definitely a mirror in the bathroom, but generally, hmm, maybe the cake was
He's
on a very shiny platter or something.
yeah, he probably shows that.
And Camille does another little blink. Is just that's new.
Hmm. If I may be biased, I think I like this better.
There's a bit of a snort.
That was the goal.
And I think he's probably still uh inspecting his reflection. Uh, 'Cause man, he's actually been avoiding his own goddamn reflection for a long, about as long as he's been Camille.
Oh, honey.
So he can't help but stare a little bit.
Are you alright? I mean, you already gotten through quite a bit just now, but do you see something wrong?
No, it's just Um, he thinks for a moment to try and find the right words and does, now that it's pointed out, he does kind of glance away. Like, strange.
How so?
And he kind of, uh, fidgets a little bit. Uh, that sure is a concept to try and get across.
I mean, they're both stupid detectives, so.
Yeah. If you want to, you can roll an insight as he tries to figure out a way to convey this.
Yeah. I can do that. Give me just a second, because I almost. Bad dice.
Bad dice.
Whew! Okay.
What did you roll, you stinky little... Yeah, that's a 26. Okay, so you definitely see that his... He is trying to figure out a way to say something, um, specifically to do with his reflection. And from the way he keeps glancing back at it with a confused expression, there is more to it than just the new eye shines. And probably, hmm, he kind of seems to be confused as to what he's feeling regarding it. Like,
Good.
there's the words, like, almost like he's trying to find something or waiting for something that is no longer there.
Huh.
Yeah. And honestly, with Sumi's disgusting perception, he might have, he probably has noticed the fact that, there's not exactly any mirrors outside of the bathroom in, Camille's apartment.
Huh. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm. And usually he keeps that mirror covered unless there are guests over, which uh Azumi might have noticed. I'm not sure.
Sorry. He probably has,
Yeah,
considering.
considering how
But,
much time it's been.
yeah. Uh, that said, though, I think. Simply wiggle. I think Uh, he says, it. I can't imagine the sort of disconnect you must feel.
And
And he kind of gestures at the reflection.
he kind of nods at that. Like, I used to, uh, I used to have to take a moment or suppress a shudder because it my brain didn't think that was me.
And Azumi kind of nods. Like I think he's starting to understand. And he says, strong dislike or outright hate, maybe. There is some form of dysphoria. It's you. It is you now.
Uh,
What are the words you're handing me? Hang on.
oh boy.
It is you now, but. Hmm.
I, the reaction Camille's giving me is he's currently trying to um and probably failing fighting off the welling up of tears again.
There are people willing to help you find a way to get you back. Hmm.
Nods at that. And
I don't.
oh,
Hmm.
you
I don't know how long it will take, but I don't intend on leaving you alone. Not until we find a suitable solution. And even then, I imagine it would be difficult to leave afterwards.
okay. All right. Yeah, he
Ouch!
started to cry a little bit again.
Haha!
I I would like that. Yes.
Did you say he would like that?
Yeah.
Alright, you were very soft. I
Sorry,
was worried
he's
I
have.
did. No, understandable! I simply hold a boy! And I hold his bro worker!
Yeah. Is taking a lot out of him to admit this. That much is obvious. But hey, he is admitting it without fighting you. Oh, oh, okay.
Oh? Oh?
I think he kind of just holds on just a little bit tighter to Azumi and is just very softly. I don't want to be left behind.
You won't be. Nobody wants to leave you behind. It's. You've made quite the impact on Villestown, Camille Christie. I don't think people are going to let go of you that easily.
Has become a problem of itself.
Then we'll find a solution together.
He nods. It's just kind of quiet for a moment. He's just. I want to hurt anyone.
Fletch,
Huh?
you
Am
were
I.
cutting out.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just. I didn't want to hurt anyone when. Uh. When Camille had to go.
And you see Azumi. He looks contemplative. Like, he does understand your reasoning behind that. So, boy.
Hmm.
Camille's a child. Camille's a baby.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
I think what he says is. I think to be hurt regardless. But you don't Hmm. You don't have to shut them out. There are okay, words.
Mhm.
I think this is actually in character. He is still doing his best on how to like not only comfort you but guide you through this.
Yeah.
And he says, it's going to hurt people regardless, but we can find a way to lessen the blow. You are walking uncertain grounds, an unsteady path, but you're not walking it alone.
He does nod at that.
I kind of sighs and shakes his head, and he says, I I don't have an answer for everything. What it comes down to, feel. Oh, this is such a hypocritical line from you, Azumi.
Oh.
He says, what it comes down to, Camille, is that your most powerful asset are going to be the people you trust. But you have to let them stay if they want.
Man.
Shut them out.
He's kind of just nodding and taking a moment to process it all.
I think by now he sets the like tray with the cake down, puts it away for now,
Mhm.
and he's just going to position the two of them so that Camille is back in a hug, kind of loose one this time,
Oh.
just to give him a bit more time to like process things.
Yeah, Camille does very much accept the hug. Oh, hi, doggy. Um, and hmm, hmm,
Hmm? Hum?
hmm. I think after some time, Camille just does let out a little laugh, like, I guess it was a little naive to think I could still try and help people and not form connections.
It certainly is a side effect.
Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you, Azumi?
Yeah. There's kind of like a wry smile on his face.
He just. Hmm. I
Hmm?
think he just sighs, like, well, it wasn't like I could ignore them.
You have quite the heart.
I've been told.
A heart is a it is a heavy burden. But
If you are
Godspeed.
going,
Oh.
if you're going to tell me, uh, not to lose it, I'm afraid you're probably a bit late for that.
He was going to say something else, but then you say that and he gives you a look like, God damn it.
There's a little bit of his own wry grin.
Godspeed damned, you are still a little shit.
And we have awakened the Cain instinct.
We sure have.
Well, if you can make a joke.
Oh gosh, what does he say in response to that? I think he just snorts and are you wearing the hat still?
um, he's probably not wearing it right now.
He probably like rustles your hair a little roughly. Like not too rough, but it's definitely that you know what it is. It's the
Yeah,
Kanan spoon.
there is a little bit of a squeak. And he does kind of, not very strongly, mind you, um, but like push your hands away. Like, I think I can give you a little shit considering that you're the one who asked for it.
I did. Ah, good, good God. You can see you hear him say that, and he's just it's in that tone like, oh God, he sure is trying. He's not sure if this is working.
Camille does give him a little pat. Like, I mean, I am probably going to be a mess for a few days, but
You absolutely are.
well, that's reassuring. But I mean, I'm at least seeing how stupid I was, so and he does actually um frown after a moment at that statement, because gods, was he stupid.
Shakes him.
Yeah, there's just like a little moment before under his breath, he's just like, man, was I stupid.
The important thing is that you've realized it now. There is a bit of work to be done, yes, but you can. Mm, you're going to be alright.
He does nod at that. For he kind of lets out a shaky sigh. Don't what I should do.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he said, I don't know what I should do, or how to even begin to fix all this. I looks up at the gallery.
Looks at the gallery.
Uh,
Well.
uh,
Alright, are you handing me another fucking joke? Azumi? Yeah, of course you are.
they are
You've
both
been.
trying to cope with fucking horrible jokes.
Yeah, Azumi's been hanging out with Arata too much, even though he's been in this hospital. Anyway. And, I think, what Azumi says, he says, well, take it from an expert liar. I do think your words are going to be your best tool here. Wouldn't it just be a start to start talking?
I I I can do that. Expert liar.
You are an outlier and you know it.
Well, Stomach did say we're similar, so it's perhaps a like sees like situation.
Oh my god. Hey, Fletch?
Oh.
Azumi just handed me words, and it's not outright, but I think I know what the feeling behind it is.
Oh no.
He says, I don't think I mind that too much. Not from you.
Oh, hey, you can't do that to me. You can't do that. God. Excuse me while I take a moment.
Yeah.
uh, I think they've moved on from Browick.
I think so too.
uh,
And the kind of things that Azumi is feeling just because he said that. Oh gosh.
uh, yeah, just, I think Camille does give him a soft smile. Like, I don't think I mind it either. As we fourth dimensional chess their relationship.
Oh god. Ah! I shake this man, just say you want to be brothers. Ah!
They both say it without saying it. uh,
God. 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 Azumi has a very fond expression on his face, but there's also like this. His expression also looks like he is trying to put what he's feeling into words. Like he knows that there is like a proper term for this, but God, if he can figure it out what it is.
uh,
Uh,
Camille,
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this man is stupid.
he sure is. Camille probably has an inkling, but he's not really sure if now is the right time to say it to Azumi. Because I feel like that would be many dominoes, actually.
It would. It would.
Uh,
I simply hand I simply hand you over the hand you the fact that the dominoes have already started to topple. It's up to you.
yeah, I I don't think he's going to acknowledge it directly, but he is going to, I think, say, oh, I think so many people are going to tease us, actually. The professor being one of them. Oh my god, oh Moon. As I
Oh
quickly retcon
god.
that because he's not good. He's oh Moon. Uh,
Oh
accidentally walks into another crisis, but it's fine.
god. Zumi kind of puts his rubs his hands against his face, and he's just, oh gods, why did you have to remind me about the professor?
At this point, I'm regretting reminding myself.
And they both have a moment of regret.
For two entirely different reasons.
Oh god, that's wonderful.
And he kind of just. I will give this to you if you're disgusting passive. He does mutter something about, oh, how he really does not look forward to that conversation.
Do you want me to be there with you when you do?
Well, it might be, it might be, one of the things I said you're probably going to throttle me over if you, when you learned.
He's just takes a moment, rubs a hand at his face, and you can tell that he's like resisting the urge to pinch his nose. Oh god, the baby's going off. Hang on a second.
Alright. Hi, audience. How are you doing? How many tears have been shed? Because, boy, I sure have been shedding them. I love you too, and I will accept the throttling. Alright, the consensus is in. There are many tears. Too many, as some would say. So there's screaming. Someone else is dancing. Specifically Marzi is dancing over everyone else's crying bodies. Hi!
Hopefully the baby will not do that again. He looks like where was I? He was resisting the urge to pinch the bridge of his nose before he just says, well, we might just get that over with right now.
And he sighs like, remember what I was, talking about, trying to avoid connections since, one day I'd have to, uh, stop being Camille?
Azumi sighs and he just nods.
And, you know how lore is?
Unfortunately, yes.
I might have left something out, to lore, cause he was strong-arming me a little bit, well, a lot, actually. Uh, and he does grimace. And, then Lore apparently told, the professor that, uh, one day I'm going to disappear.
That silence is in character because
I figured.
I was for everybody listening, both now and the future, I was momentarily possessed by my own character and put my face in my hands. That is what Azumi is doing.
He was very much awkwardly fidgeting. He's just that was I wasn't in the best mental state then.
Azumi takes a deep breath, sighs, opens his mouth again, closes it.
Does he take a sip
And
of
he
water?
says, takes a sip of water. Where'd the water come from? Who knows? And he takes a moment, and he's just, you're right. You were right. I do want to throttle you for this.
That's fair.
Kind of just. He kind of just. He kind of just. This time he does pinch the bridge of his nose. He does pinch the bridge of his nose as he's just. Oh, there's no way out of that. You're going to have to talk to the professor. Oops, sorry. DVD player.
Valid.
Yeah. You're going to have to talk to the professor about that because not even the stars themselves are going to stop the professor.
That is what I figured. I. And he does look a little bit uh peeved after a moment. Like, I did not intend for the professor to learn.
No.
Lars said he
That
was
is
okay with it.
Hmm?
Lars said he was okay with it.
Oh, I am absolutely going to throttle Lore. There's no way around that.
More drama introduced. uh, and he does kind of sigh like that was kind of on me, though. I probably should have seen that twist coming.
Well, like I said, I am willing to be there with you when it does happen. Good gods, you have a storm waiting for you.
I. That is indeed the impression I get. Um.
As I look at the gallery, I love y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Maki. Are you committing cat crimes?
Baby!
You sure are committing cat crimes. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you
baby.
for your cameo.
Jeannie came to check in on him for a moment. Was
Damn.
passing by on his way to something, cause some chaos. Maybe loot a vending
Sometimes
machine.
get stuck in the vending machine. Anyway. Maki, you're sitting on my dice again. Thank you. She's not getting off of them. Anyway.
Oh.
Uh, uh he just. Where were we?
Boy, you have a big storm waiting for you.
Honey, you got a big storm waiting for you.
Mhm.
I think Azumi's just. Hmm. Well, it's like I said. You are going to have to talk. And if I know. If I know one thing about the professor, he's not going to let this go easily.
Oh, he.
This or you.
That.
As the background music from the goddamn movie is loud enough. Give me a sec.
I pat you. We're. See, we can do some funsies, lighthearted stuff too. It's fine.
I'm just on push to talk now. Let's do that.
Valid. Yeah, where was it?
He's not going to let go of this easily. This or you.
Yeah, he does sigh at that, like, and I've only met him once, but I guess that's fair. I mean, he does still think I'm 6. Oh, and you're gonna go back to being okay. His expression does sour a little bit at that, 'cause you boy be remembering that bit about True Sight again. This has really fucked you up, huh, buddy?
Should I roll insight on that?
If you want to, feel free.
Hey, he got a nat 20!
Okay. Yeah, with that nat 20, um, from the way his face sours specifically at the professor thinking that he's 6 and the kind of far away look he has, you also remember a bit that Camille had told you earlier about how not even true sight works on him. From there, it's probably pretty easy to make that connection.
It doesn't matter what anyone else sees, Camille. You are still you.
Blinks and looks up at Azumi. Oh, oh, you,
Yeah?
he's just a little bit surprised that, oh, you pieced that together, huh?
He raises a brow at you.
I know, you're a detective. Um, I'm,
True sight is. It is powerful. That might be why it impacted you as it did, but you. Hmm, you shouldn't hinge such. Oh, this is so hypocritical coming from you! Hang on!
Azumi, why are you
Oh!
being so hypocritical?
It's because he doesn't want Camille to do what he does. Um, he says, you can't hinge your own self image on somebody else's senses.
I'm,
It's not an outward appearance, but you. You are.
I, I know I've tried to tell myself the same thing. Translate is supposed to reveal stuff like this.
Then fuck the true sight. Sake, this is just. This is just one piece of you, Camille. This is just one of. As he kind of fumbles his words as he tries to put what he wants to say into something coherent. Because, man, even though you kind of hate the society you grew up in, those beliefs still kind of are kind of there.
Yeah.
As Maki threatens to sit on my keyboard again. Okay, I
Baby
can't stop her.
crimes.
I
Baby
can't stop her.
crimes.
Give me a second.
No worries.
Okay, we're good. Uh, Uh, he says, "This is just one part of you. Nobody is going to be able to see the whole you, not even with true sight." And he fumbles again, and he's just, "Camille, true sight is a magic that reacts to magic. We already know why. It doesn't. It didn't reveal. That's not your fault. It's not the professor's fault. The only person's fault that is." Then he makes a vague gesture.
He just give a little nod at that and lean into you a bit more. Just a little sigh, like, would have been easier if it was some kind of magic.
It would have. But that's not what it is, and we have to work with what we do have. While it is not a lot, it is not nothing.
There is a snort from Camille as he's just like, well, we do know apparently I'm poisonous.
And I'll try not to eat you. Does that make you feel better?
Would Azumi know that he's poisonous?
No, but he's trying his hardest. He knows that Camille was poisoned. And then those words sink in, and he's just, "That poison is still in your system. What in the hell?"
And he just, uh, he trucks like, I'm not sure either. Though Sammy specified poisonous creature, not a creature that was poisoned. So, there's a bit of a furrowing of his brows. Is there's the obvious conclusion from that he's struggling to say.
As Azumi tries not to have a crisis over this.
It's just there's a bit of a sweat drop.
If if Azumi was a toon, there would be many, many question marks.
It's just very silly. So, it's less that it's in me and, more that it's, uh,
Part of. Oh, good gods. Oh. There is no good way to put this. Holy shit! As I tie myself perfectly with the audience. Thank you.
uh, he says that in holy shit in character.
No! No, that holy shit was because Spec also said there is no good way to put this.
Yeah. There really is none.
He's just... You know that guy blinking gif?
Yeah.
That's the vibe Azumi has.
Understandable. Yeah. Which is entirely fair. Um, there's Camille kind of just has moved on to put his own face in his hands. Because the absurdity of it is really getting to him now. Just, uh, which would explain some of the, other weird things. Yes, it is tunishly absurd, thank you, Spec.
Only an inkwell, I suppose.
And he does blink at that, like, oh, it looks like he's trying to think of something and put something together, but he doesn't quite have all of the pieces.
Azumi kind of looks back down at Camille and he says, "What is it?"
There's, I can't put my finger on that, but something about that seems odd. Not right.
How so? Azumi looks curious now.
Hmm. I let's see. Let's roll. Let's roll to see if I can. Uh, no, he cannot. Not yet, at least. I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I don't really remember those events too well.
You mean the poison?
He nods like I. The only thing I really remember from that was hmm,
What you already told me, yes?
he nods. So I'm gonna give him another chance now that he's thinking about that crow. And I think with that he does manage to squeak by. It takes him a moment as he's just the crow, it was real kind. So maybe this
The culprit is real kind.
he nods at that. That might be the case. Granted, it doesn't. I mean, it's still. It could just be someone who lives in Einquil. I mean, there's plenty of real kind here, but he's. You boys having a moment.
That's more than what we started with.
And he nods at that. It at least narrows things down a bit.
Yes, it does.
And he does actually seem to feel better at that that revelation. And kind of just smiles a bit. Like, it's not quite a lead, but it is close.
Azumi nods. It will. Maybe it will get us somewhere. At the very least, it's something. Let's try not to lose that.
And he nods at that. And gonna. Okay, does not fumble. Pulls out his little notebook and basically jot down that information real quick, just to be sure. Then he snaps it shut and puts it back in his hammer space.
Alright. Now then. Are you feeling any better?
He is going to take a moment to introspect. You probably do notice that he first starts with like the obvious signs of like um checking his hands and making note of his breathing and the like. But thankfully he did roll good on this. So after a moment he blinks and is just like, yeah, I do actually. Uh, Thank you. Again.
Of course. Of course. Alright, but probably should eat something considering
Uh,
the gestures at you.
he nods like, uh, that is fair. Uh, uh he's, oh, okay, stupid joke time. And kind of just tries to give you a little smile, like, it's a shame about the cake, though.
Mm. And Asumi sighs and kind of rolls his eyes, and he's just, I'll get you a new one.
does. Yeah, okay. He gives you a bit of a smile, like, I look forwards to it.
And you get another gentle hair ruffle.
Oh.
Alright, I'll see. I can grab some food from, but stay here, alright? I'll be back soon.
And he gives you a little nod.
He's going to get up and find some dinner.
Hopefully not the
And
cafeteria food. We've
absolutely not
more
the
than well
cafeteria food.
established that. Um, I think while he is gone, Camille's probably going to sort of look over again um the uh the book and the shark plush that he got, 'cause man, he's still got a lot of feelings he needs to sort through, but it is at least very, very obvious that Moon does Errata and Sammy care for him already, somehow.
Simply does heart emojis. And I think I can add on to that and say that as Azumi is probably trying to find like a restaurant he can snag some I guess carry out from, he does feel relieved. And it's not perfect, but it's better. For that he's grateful.
So I simply sit here and have emotions over your horrible little detective boy.
We simply hold each other's characters and cry over them.
Basically.
But yeah, I think that's a nice place to wrap it up, don't you?
I think so, yeah.
And thank you everybody for listening in, both now and in the future. Um
Ha! We had an FPS under 3 hours this time.
we did it somehow. Uh and
uh,
with that, with all the teasing from the audience that just crops up now,
uh,
we bid you all a good time zone. Bye bye.
bye!